So just imagine yourself as being part of this grid of goddesses that have come together, all to celebrate and to embrace the goddess, the divine goddess. My name is Mary Seiss, and I serve as the program director for Her Holiness Sai Ma's Magdalena Healing Program. This program, which was developed about 2 years ago, 2.5 maybe years ago, prepares students, those that are drawn to this program, to embody and emanate the healing frequencies of Mary Magdalena on the planet. It's just an amazing program. And when they're prepared, when they're ready, Her Holiness Sai Ma has initiated us into the frequencies of Mary Magdalena, the healing frequencies of Mary Magdalena. And so there are many doctors and nurses, teachers, therapists, who are able to use these frequencies in their healing work as they serve others. There's also a Magdalena practitioner program, which is an actual energy session, similar to many energy sessions that many of you are aware of, where you can bathe in these frequencies of Mary Magdalena and bring yourself back into harmony and balance. It's an amazing program. And the really interesting thing about this program is that the people that are in it oftentimes can't figure out why they're in it. It's just something drew them there. It draws you. You're called to the program. You're just called to Mary Magdalena. Some people never even heard the name Mary Magdalena before. And others have heard quite a few stories about Mary Magdalena. But it's a program that calls you. And I suspect that many of you that are on this program and are going to be with us this weekend for the Magdalena Healing Days have felt the same way. That something just called you to be here, and you can't figure it out, and it's okay. And we welcome you. We so welcome you to our community. Her Holiness Sai Ma is aware this is occurring all weekend. It's pouring grace into the program. And Sai Ma was so moved by the fact that so many of you have been drawn to this program and said yes to it, because we can always not say yes, but you said yes to it. So the goddesses, why the goddesses? What's so important about the goddesses? And why are we here together? For me, a lot of this became really, let's just say, real about 2.5 years ago when I got a diagnosis of breast cancer. And I was like, breast cancer? What am I doing with breast cancer? For the most part, I'm pretty healthy. It just didn't make any sense to me. And it was devastating. It was nothing I even imagined in my world. And shortly after the diagnosis, I was at a program with Sai Ma. It's called Profound Healing program, and Sai Ma called me to the middle of the room. And Sai Ma said to me, choose someone here to be the feminine part of you. I was a little confused, but I chose someone and I invited her to come up and to be the feminine me. And then Sai Ma said to me, what did you do to your femininity when you were 17? I was a little shocked. Oh my God. And it just became so clear to me that at 17, I took the feminine part of me, pushed her to the ground, and put my foot on her back. And this feminine me was to have no part of my world. It was just not necessary. And I was determined that nobody would ever have power over me. That the masculine in me would be much stronger. And so, whoa, I was just shocked. And then Ma looked at me sternly, and she said to me, "What do you intend to do about this now?" And I knew I was at a real choice point in my life. I could continue along the way I was continuing, but if I did, I would be in disharmony. I would be out of balance. And so the person that I chose to play my feminine side, I reached down to her, and I had her stand up. I raised her up, and I apologized. I told her I was scared. I admitted I was really scared to be vulnerable, and I embraced her to come back to me. And it was in the doing of that I began to go down the road, the process, because it took quite a bit of work to really shift myself, to bring this energy back, and then to change my patterns of behavior, to soften, to become, and to bring in these divine feminine qualities so that I could be in balance. That was my path. That's what I did 2.5 years ago, to bring my body and everything back into balance in my life and for my health, for everything. Today, this program for you will be about an experience. It will be about an experience of allowing yourself to embrace, to become aware of, to activate divine feminine qualities, and to take yourself more into harmony, into balance, balancing the divine masculine in you and the divine feminine in you. And Saima has specifically chosen these 3 teachers that we bring to you today to be our guides. On behalf of Magdalena Healing Program, the Office of Saima, of Awaken Life Institute, I welcome them. I am so grateful that they're here to share about the divine feminine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. So my name is Rayna Oliker, and we each wanted to take an opportunity just to introduce ourselves and to talk a little bit about why we're here. And for me, my story is a little bit like Mary's in that from childhood, I was taught that the feminine was quiet and small, and, listened, right? Didn't speak necessarily. And you don't know me too well yet, am none of those things, right? I was a very loud child. I was not a very refined child. I liked to run and yell and dance. And I was punished for that a lot as a child. I was sent into timeout for being too noisy. It happened over and over again. And so I really was conditioned to understand that these parts of me needed to change. And I spent a lot of my life like that, trying to be small, right? To fit into what the feminine is supposed to be. And about 2 years ago, Saima had me call her and assigned me this task of researching different aspects of the feminine to create an embodied experience of everything that the divine feminine is and can offer. And when I got the assignment, I was like, yeah, sure, for other people, but for me, right? I needed to do that work. And it's been really healing as a process for me to learn about these aspects of the feminine that are innately me, are innately part of who I am, and that I had spent so much time pushing away. You know, the feminine as this creative, powerful, transformative force for change, that it felt so good to welcome back into my life. And that's where this program kind of has stemmed from, is that desire for us to get together and to create the vision of the divine feminine as it's meant to be. The divine feminine that can step fully into whatever is needed in that moment and say, I am that too. And that's why we're here today.
Thank you, Rayna, and thank you, Mary. So welcome everyone who's here, and welcome to everyone who's joining us on the web. My name is Rachel Simpson, and my journey with the divine feminine started when I looked around and I realized that, having grown up in a household that was very religious and very Christian, all of the words for the divine I had ever heard were masculine. And I had realized that I had started to associate the divine with men, but not with me. And as I started to wake up to what it meant to be empowered as a woman in my everyday life, in my career, in my relationships, I looked around and I said, you know, if we're all made in the image of God, where's the part of God that looks like me? And what would that look like? And so I started to look, and I started to play, and I started to contemplate. And I discovered this place in myself that was just yearning to be expressed, to be discovered, to be embodied, to come out in all the parts of my life. And I started to learn about archetypes of divine feminine and goddesses from different traditions and different cultures. I started to read books by women about their spiritual experience. And through that, I started to discover it in myself. And it was that journey that brought me to Saima, who I just loved. I love her teachings and her work and who she embodies, this empowered, amazing, no BS woman, and who's also just this incredibly loving human being. I was so struck by that. And I remember also being struck that when I was in these meditation events, I felt the same level of sacredness as I had in cathedrals when I was a child. And it was like, there's a oneness there. And so that started my journey, and it's really given me my empowerment and my freedom and my voice in my life. And it's something that I'm still learning in and growing in today. And I love it. And it gives me the access to my wholeness. As I truly believe that whether we're in a male body or a female body, we all have so many facets to us. And that if we're cut off from any one of those facets, we lose access to our wholeness. And so that's my invitation in this program, is that I invite you to step into that wholeness again, no matter where you're starting.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Diane Breneman, and my journey is very much like Mary's and Rayna's and Rachel's as well. I was raised in a very, very devout Catholic family. And I think it would have been about 1970 after Mass one Sunday when I joyously announced to my mother in my grandmother's kitchen that I was going to grow up to be a priest. Now, all of you can probably imagine that my mother was not thrilled by this. And as a matter of fact, she was very distraught about it, and I was very excited, and so my voice was very high, and she was trying to caution me to keep it down. And I really wasn't interested in that. And she kept saying, well, you can't do that. Well, you could be a nun. I was like, well, I don't want to be a nun, right? And yeah. And slowly, as she kept saying, but you can't, I began to realize that in her eyes, in the eyes of the culture that I was growing up with, that there was something about me and the body that I was in that they did not regard as holy enough to serve God in that capacity. And I was devastated by that, absolutely devastated by that idea. And so I went along, got along, did the things I was supposed to, much like what Mary described, put a lot of that feminine aside, became a lawyer, and very much began to succeed inside of a very male-dominated world. And then one day, I found myself inside of a conference room, or inside of a convention center, and in came Her Holiness Saima. And I couldn't stop crying. And I saw inside of her everything that I had always known was possible. All of those energies, all of that beauty, all of that sacredness I could feel there. And I thought, I knew it. I knew that that was what was possible for women. And it took me a long time in working with Ma to understand that that which I saw in her, those energies, that beautiful sacred presence, was what was available to all of us, men and women, if we choose to take that inward journey and to wake up to it. And even though we have lived inside of a culture, inside of a society, where so much of the feminine has been in exile for so long, now is the time that we can embrace that. Now is the time that we can go within and awaken to those. And it all waits inside of us. It may have been exiled inside of our culture, but it's always been there inside of every human being, if we will allow it. And so tonight, we ask that you join us on this journey inward, to take a moment now and settle yourself inside of your chairs. Get comfortable. And begin to close your eyes and tune inward. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Feel the presence of your feet on the floor. And begin by taking a slow, gentle breath in with me and a long, slow exhale. Breathing in, slow, gentle out. Inhaling and exhaling. And continuing to breathe that breath with that long, slow exhale. Begin to journey down inside of your body, as though you could draw more and more of that presence, that spirit, down inside of your physical form. On each exhale, deepening inside of the body. All the way down to the root, to your pelvis, to the foundation of your being. And just breathe into that root chakra. And become aware of these roots extending down from that foundation, all the way down into the earth, into the heart, the core of Mother Earth. And anchor your very presence there in Mother's heart. And as you inhale, feel that energy, that presence coming up from the heart of the earth into your root, into your body. Feel the strength that is there, the empowerment. And in this moment, call to Gaia, the Greek goddess Gaia, who stretched her body across the sky, and within her body birthed the earth in all of its beauty, in all of its splendor. The feminine as the creator. Breathe into that presence. Invite her into your body. And as you do, allow yourself to awaken to her presence. Imagine being in one of the rainforests on this earth. Feel the moist ground beneath your feet and the energy that is there. Inhaling the beautiful scent of the earth. Feeling the gentle raindrops on your skin. Accepting the beauty that it is to be in a human form on this planet. Loving in this moment the whole of creation, not just a part of it, but all it is and all it has to give. And in this place, anchor Gaia in you.
With our awareness in this place of Gaia, let us breathe and raise our awareness up to the space between the navel and the base of the pelvis, in the bowl of the hips, where the second chakra, the second energy vortex in our bodies resides. And here we come to meet our second goddess of the evening. In the second chakra, we have this beautiful tangerine orange, bright glow, the juiciness of embodied life, the joy of creation, that place where we relate to the outer world and the inner world. And in this place, we find the home of the goddess Hathor. Hathor is the Egyptian goddess most beloved. And she is called the Lady of Jubilation. And if we think of our body as our temple, as a sanctuary, as this place where we live, we can see the role of Hathor in her other title, the one who brings joy to the sanctuary. The one who brings joy to this temple body. Hathor is often shown as a beautiful woman, and also shown as a beautiful cow bringing in the sun from the east in the morning, held between her horns, and welcoming the souls of the departed to the other world in the west with the setting of each sun. Let us walk with Hathor. See her moving in the dance of life through the deserts of Egypt. Feeling the sun on your skin. Feeling your arms moving with joy. The joy of being alive. This joy of Hathor bubbling up inside you. Hearing the sounds of celebration all around in the festivals of Hathor. The joy of the people. Feeling that joy in you. In each of us in this moment. Feeling the pleasure of the wind on your skin. The sensation of the texture of your clothes. Each of which is an access and brings us deeper into our relationship with Hathor. We see her coming towards us in the dance of life, welcoming us into the dance of life. Fully embodied, fully present, and enjoying each role that we play in life. Breathe in this energy of Hathor. This joy that is already within you, just waiting to be activated. And we can anchor this energy of Hathor in this second chakra.
Taking a deep breath together. We move up the spine and into the solar plexus, the seat of our own power. Of worth and worthiness, of divine will. And in this space, we invoke the energy of Sekhmet, one of the most ancient Egyptian goddesses and warrior for her people. She represents the sun and is referred to as the flame of purification, of transformation. She is the fire that burns within us. Using the breath, breathing life into that fire within us now. We welcome Sekhmet. Sekhmet is often seen with the head of a lioness, dressed in red, symbolic of the blood of both creation and destruction. As transformation requires both. Like a lioness protecting her cubs, Sekhmet knows no limitation. She is an energy of movement, ever expanding, ever confident in her actions. She moves around and through resistance, breathing life into the solar plexus, allowing the fire that is Sekhmet to find a home there. We awaken the part of ourselves that lives to move, to act through instinct and intuition. The part of ourselves that moves because we must, because we are called, because there's a need. Taking a deep breath in the space. We anchor this flame within us, the flame of Sekhmet.
And now breathe that energy from the solar plexus up into your heart. And call to Amaterasu. She's the Shinto god of the sun. She shines for all of the world because that is who she is. She is luminous light. She is the luminous light that lives within each one of us. With your breath, ignite her golden flame in your heart. With each breath, allow that flame to grow brighter. Feel its warmth spread through the body. Feel its power to transmute all in the way. And as you breathe, allow your heart to expand. To flower. To blossom. Allow your heart to expand, to hold the whole of your life. All of it. Just as it is. Love the whole thing with all of your heart. Set the intention to awaken that light within you, that you might be a vessel of that light for all the world. Like Amaterasu. And in this moment, anchor her presence, her light, your light, in your heart.
Breathing the space of the heart up into your throat as we encounter our next goddess. Pallas Athena is the Greek goddess of wisdom, of truth. She is the one who is the embodiment of the ultimate truth. The I am that I am. I exist because I am existence. We can see ourselves in Pallas Athena, the one whose wisdom is so profound that even the highest of gods come to her for counsel. Come to her to hear truth. She holds in her hand a sovereign staff of leadership. On her crown, the helm of wisdom. And with her always is Nike, the goddess of victory. Because truth is victorious. I invite you to welcome in this energy of Pallas Athena, even if you have no idea what it feels like. Just welcome it in. And feel with the presence of Pallas Athena, your voice, your power, your truth, fully expressed, arising within you. Feel in her the power to speak the words that perhaps once we were afraid to speak. Things left unsaid out of trepidation. As we welcome our own Pallas Athena, our own truth, our own wisdom. Know that it is within each of us to be fully expressed, empowered in the truth of who we are. To say those words we long to say. And to move in our life with our own staff of leadership, with our own helm of wisdom, in our own truth that is victorious. Breathing in, I invite you to anchor this energy of Pallas Athena in your throat, activating it within you.
Carrying this energy up and into the first eye, the space between the eyebrows, the seat of intuition, inner knowledge and understanding. Taking a deep breath here. On the inhale, pulling light down from the top of our head into this space. And on the exhale, feeling that light expand outward. With every breath, inviting more light. Here, we invoke the energy of the high priestess of Egypt, Isis. The one who is all. She embodies devotion, intuition, and an understanding of self. Isis, who holds the power of the pharaohs. Innately connected to the world around her. Always listening. Acting from a place of understanding. We invite Isis into the first eye, asking her to awaken these gifts of intuition, healing, and devotion within us. Using the breath, we envision ourselves as Isis, at home in the temples of Egypt. Seeing the stone of the temple stretch out beneath us. Feeling it cold underneath our feet. the smell of incense, and the light of the sun turning the stone gold around us. Feeling it warm on our skin. The sounds of chanting rich in the temple, calling us to practice, calling us to that presence of self, that focus that comes when we truly listen, when we see what's around us with clarity, when we reach out to touch the flows of existence that surround us in every moment. Using the breath to expand that experience, to feel the flows of life around us, wherever we sit right now. And again, breathing into the first eye. Bringing our focus and attention there. We anchor the energy of Isis within us.
Bringing our awareness now to the crown of the head. Let us welcome our seventh goddess, Shekhinah. In the Hebrew tradition, when they speak of the movement over the waters of creation, this is Shekhinah. When we speak of being in the presence of God, this is Shekhinah. When we move in our own crown, this is the gateway to us being in the presence of the highest aspects of who we are. In every tradition, when they call to the divine, we look up. God knows. We look up. I invite you to consider that this is you above your head. And the Shekhinah in each of us is this movement of creation that connects us to the flow of the highest that we are, to all that we can be, to that divine potential, that divine light within each of us. We see ourselves, the Shekhinah within us, moving over the waters of creation. The movement that is within us that inspires us to great action, to new choices, to profound depths. That movement with the migration of the birds, the fish in the sea, the exquisite dance of creation, that movement, that is within us. We are that movement, that Shekhinah. Anchoring through this Shekhinah to the light above our heads, to the light that we are, to that light that is being outpoured for us in this moment and in every moment. Feeling and allowing this movement within us to move through our whole being, from the crown onwards. This Shekhinah within us helps bring together in unity each of the goddesses. Let us breathe in this crown of our head, feeling the sacred presence of Shekhinah, that divine movement within us. Anchoring this within us. Bringing the goddesses within us into a space of unity, feeling the presence of Gaia in our root chakras, this reverent, sacred space of home. The joy and the full expression of Hathor, the power, the transformation of Sekhmet, the heart and the effortless radiance of Amaterasu, the throat, the truth, and the wisdom of Athena. The intuition, the focus, and the devotion of Isis, and the sacred movement of Shahina, our own sacred presence within us, moving throughout. As we work with these goddesses and come to know them, we come to Mary Magdalene, a divine master, a full embodiment of the divine feminine in all its power, grace, and tenderness, moving here on this earth. Mary Magdalene fully embodies the qualities of each of these goddesses. And we can welcome her in our life as well. We can invite Mary Magdalene to be with us. This fearless, devoted Lady Master who knew everything about the physical experience of being human and who walked a full embodiment of the sacred feminine. I invite you to join me in inviting Mary Magdalene within you, inviting her presence in each cell, in each molecule, as she moves effortlessly in this space with the goddesses. Activating within us our Magdalena. Us as the full embodiment of divine feminine, in perfect balance with our masculine. Welcoming in all that we have exiled. Welcoming in the goddess. Allowing this part of ourself to be present. Allowing. You are that. know that you can call on each of these goddesses. You can have a relationship with each of them. And through this, we nurture those parts of ourselves.
Staying in this energy as we move into the rest of our evening. And knowing that these are all parts of us. To play with, to explore, to learn from. It's a journey we're all on together. And that we'll be diving into more tomorrow. Through our call with Ma, as well as the continued piece of our workshop together. So staying in this energy for the rest of the evening. We thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And we look forward to seeing you again.
Greetings to all of you with divine love and divine blessings. It's such a joy for me to address these few words to you with a huge amount of energy. We are in a new era. We are in a new epoch. That era is for each one of you to realize you are divine. You are a light. You are a goddess. You are a feminine, a masculine. You are a being of light. There is nothing greater than you on this planet. Nothing. No matter what is the beautiful building, cathedral, sunset, sunrise you have ever seen, Christmas tree you have ever seen, you are more beautiful than what you can ever imagine. You are a goddess. And you have a lineage of goddess. And you're a goddess whether you are a gent or a lady. You are a god whether you are a gent or a lady. You're masculine divine. You're feminine divine. The beauty of you is you have the free choice to be a divine being in the human being, the human body, or to simply be a human body. Your choice. In that choice, you have this grand opportunity to become whatever you desire, whatever you wish, by using the creative source. The creative source within you. You may have noticed that in every culture, many raise their hand up and say, God knows, always above. What does that mean? Imagine a chart. You are standing on this earth, and there's a rod, a phenomenal silvery cord as a rod from the center of the earth all the way through your body, all the way to eternity, all the way to source. This is your connection This is your alignment with your soul, with the divine love that you are, with your higher selves, because you have many different higher selves. This is your human self, and you have many higher self, which is not made of flesh, of cellular structure. Of DNA in all the different selves, because you are connected with your different selves through the interdimensional DNA. Why? Because you are a multi-dimensional being. And I know you. I know you not from that physical form all the time. I know you from the light being that you are, from the multi-dimensional being that you are. And I have taken birth to serve you, to enjoy you in your humanness as a divine being, in your divine being as a human being. You are absolutely magnificent. You are the glory of life itself, the glory of this planet. Without you, without your goddess you, without your feminine you, there is no society, there's no life on this planet. So I offer to you my deepest gratitude, my great love for you. So to you I say, with great, great love, with great light, with deep gratitude, and that divine love, I welcome you in my heart over and over again, every single nanosecond. You can call on Ma anytime, million times. I'm always available, always present, to serve you, to enjoy life with you, to laugh with you. We make sure that the office send you an email with me laughing. And you can laugh with me. You can laugh with me. Because my guru will say, life is a game. Play it. Enjoy it. Relax in it. Don't take anything seriously and don't take anything personal, he will say to me. This is the beauty of you being a multidimensional on this planet. Now, planet Earth has already moved from her third dimension into higher dimension, meaning you also have moved. You may not aware, and you may be aware. It doesn't matter for now. What matters for now is you're opening yourself to that new energy, that new Shakti, that new Shekhinah, Shabbat Shalom. It starts the Shabbat for the weekend. And it's amazing that you are enjoying this life with this new frequency, this new energy. It's new. And you are supported by the consciousness of the ascended masters, ascension of lady masters, the ascended consciousness, the global enlightenment that Master Jesus talked about 2,000 years ago to me. The global enlightenment. And you are in it. What a blessing. How fantastic. How magnificent that you're part of that big puzzle, that grand design. And I love you in that. Loving you. Loving you in the eternality of now. You wish to know my love? Just at any moment in your day, step into that now. I am loving you. So it's with deep, deep love, great divine blessings, that I welcome you in that new era. In that new era. And that power of the goddess energy welcome that in your chakras, in your subtle bodies, in your different minds, and mostly for those who have taken the course of the power of your minds, you know how you've been transformed this year as a new being, as a new person. So enjoy that. Enjoy the power of your minds. And for those who do not know about the power of your minds, go on the website. There is when you navigate on it, there is a place in it where you can hear me in the first introduction of the power of your minds. You see, because most humans do not know how to use their mind. They let their mind take them into a depth of darkness. In that course, I show you the different aspects of your mind and how to use your minds. And it's amazing. It's amazingly beautiful and expanded. Every single course that you listen, every day you hear me, every day, your field expands. And it's absolutely glorious. So to you, I say, welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new Shakti, the new energy. And now I am bringing the goddess Gaia into the work. Those who will be coming to India, you will be able to touch Mother Gaia through the vehicle that I carried for you. So the goddess Gaia is here. Her energy, her light, her love, her endurance, her strength, her resilience, all for you. All these attributes are being awakened. They may have been dormant in you for centuries. Now it's the time for all these attributes to be awakened. So with great, great love, with great, great gratitude, welcome. Divine blessing. Shabbat Shalom. Om Didi.
So I thank you all for being here, those of you that are here present. We invite you back tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll go deeper into the chakras, look at what's there, what needs to be cleared out as we activate and anchor these goddesses even more deeply within you. And thank you for being here. Jai Sai Ram.